I really don't ever, we don't really focus on that. I know that's kind of a byproduct of playing well, and it's really hard to do. Proud of our guys, man. They've been a blast to coach this year, and they're so hungry. Take a lot of pride in the standard that we've set here, and again, with the exception of the one drive, man, we're just in complete control from the onset, and had a great week of preparation, and just we're ready to play. And that's, as we all know, it's hard to do consistently over time, and they just great focus, and played with great toughness, a lot of passion, and just it was enjoyable to watch them have fun, and that's what it looks like.
Coach, 12 straight games have held an opponent under 300 yards. It's impressive to say the least. When you think of what it takes to make this group there, you said they're hungry as ever. What's it look like to realize the totality of the season you've ever had 16 that puts 300?
Yeah, so obviously that's hard to do, and again, you quantify playing well by how they're playing, and then statistically it's backed up, and that's what I've always, as a coach, have hung my hat on and take the most pride in when it happens is the consistency and the best players, the best units, the best teams, and what probably the hardest thing to do is to be and play at a real high level consistently. And you're dealing with young people, you're dealing in competitive sports. It's very difficult. So that's reflective of the kind of season that we're having. And so many people, there's a lot of question marks going into the year. So I'm not pointing fingers or trying to throw it back, because I have my own question marks. I didn't say, I knew we were going to be great. I don't. And again, I still think greatness is still to be had. It's still out there in front of us. And I know how hard our players and our coaches have worked to put ourselves in this position, and then to watch the growth that's taken place. And again, led by some fifth-year guys or fourth-year seniors, and Kayvon and Tanner and Denzel. Denzel didn't have anywhere to go, coming out of high school, and really cool to see him. He's he's not a starter, but he's a great contributor and a huge part of our success. And to see him bring the juice and the energy and the positivity, the cohesion, he brings a lot to our chemistry, as well as those other guys. And Chad Smith, as our other guy, that again could have moved on, but promotes that, it seems. And I love seeing a guy stick with it, and to just enjoy the fruits of kind of being great at his role. And then when opportunity presents itself, again, the teams that I've been on that have been really good is when you have that fourth and fifth year players that kind of are the glue to everything that you do. They understand the standard, they understand the details, they understand the work that's got to go into it, and then they're very invested, and so they're willing to lead, they're willing to be coached. And to me, that's kind of the key to this year's group. Again, the chemistry and the cohesion are something that's very hard to coach. You can try to nurture it and nourish it, support it, but the players ultimately have to gel and come together on their own. And sometimes that takes time. But there's a lot of trust and love and respect for one another, and an appreciation for the work that you got to put in every week, the grind. And I know you all that cover us have heard us say it a lot. Sustaining the grind is easily the hardest thing to do. And it's easy to grow weary. It's a long season. There's a lot of things that you say as a coach week in and week out, and the players choose on whether or not it falls on deaf ears. And, coach, you're just saying that, And so I just have a great appreciation for players and coaches showing up. And it's the support staff, it's the scout team. There's a lot that goes into it. And because, there's one body, many parts. And it couldn't be more truer than that what you're seeing out there right now for us as a football team, not just as a defense.
You guys are consistent.
That PBU by Mike Jones to get the turnover on downs. Happy to see those tackles come in and come off.
Oh, it was great. And Mike works really hard. I coach Mike really, really hard, and because I know what's in the future. And he's a talented young guy that has a chance to be a really good player. And I coach him hard. And so to see him get out there and make a really good play against one of their best players, he looks over the sideline. What do I do? I'm like, you've been in this moment in practice a million times. So he had some communication and things like that, and to see him make a play, I'll do a lot for him. And amazing how one play can do that. But that was fun to see.
What about Darion? Has he hit his ceiling yet? I mean, he was a
he
quarterback
hasn't.
here when he
Yeah.
played here, and obviously went from receiver to now a DB.
What I love about him, his attitude is infectious. He loves to compete. He's got DB DNA all over him, and he's got great toughness, very competitive, loves to be coached, has tremendous pride, and not even close to what he's going to be. And he's a worker, he's a grinder, he's a competitor, and so that was cool to see him. As we all know, this Palmetto Bowl, it's a big deal, for these local guys. It's a really big deal, and so that was a huge play in the game, and to me, kind of put them on their heels a little bit, and great for DK.
You guys are consistently generating turnovers, takeaways this year. Is this the best group that you think you've had?
It's really, really good, and I hate putting the best until we're done. We'll see, but they've been tremendous, as good as we've had. Again, being opportunistic, making key stops, backs against the wall. Didn't see that, backs against the wall today, but we've seen it throughout our season, particularly early. And that's what the cool thing about being a part of athletics and sports and football and this season is the story gets written as the season goes, and everybody likes to project and predict, but you got to let it all happen, and so it's through the ebbs and the flows and the good and the bad, you develop that, the mindset and reputation, if you will. And this has been a group of guys that positionally, they've been in great position for the most part, a good part of the year, week in and week out. And so you see preparation showing up. You see, treating every day at practice like a game rep. And Coach Sweeney promotes that, and we support that, and we try to create. And we're hard on the scouts and passionate with the scouts, and they respond. And I can't say, I'm not like, let me just take this and give them a shout out. It is truly all of us together. You can't have it without that. And so making, again, critical turnovers, being in that position, I think that comes through. That's a reflection of preparation and what we're able to get throughout the course of the week, and the assuredness because of that preparation, being in the right place too. Being able to play aggressively because we've worked this. So. And that was again a big play in the game early.
A lot of the guys said that it was important to them not to allow Tavian to score today. How important was that to you?
We didn't talk about it a lot, so I'm not going to make this about Tavian. We love Tavian, but I think it's whoever they handed the ball to. Tavian's a very talented player. I wish he was still on our side, but. And as you know, I'm not going to lie, when you put on one jersey or the other, you're drawing a line in this state. That's what it's about. And that's players play the game, So I don't ever try to insert myself into it whatsoever. And I just want to play well. And so if that means he's not scoring, great. I knew they were going to try to isolate our backers, and I think he had 8 yards with 4 catches, so the guys did a really nice job, positioning themselves. And a lot of people don't think Chad Smith's even a starter. They're like, he's not your starter, is he? I'm like, yeah. And he plays just people, opponents, and so cool to see him again as a 5th-year guy having a tremendous year and being a really good leader.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Right?